Back when COVID-19 was first discovered, students had to adapt to home-based learning. And instead of paying attention to my teacher's lessons, I decided to play video games. It was until one morning when my mother walked into my room and asked me what I wanted for breakfast. Instead of being served a nice hearty breakfast, I was served instead a punishment. No computer games for 1 whole month. I was devastated. Video games had meant so much to me, and it was suddenly stripped away. But it made me reflect on how to be more disciplined. So today, I'll be talking about video games, but more specifically, video game addictions. How you can recognize and overcome this addiction. Now, I was introduced to video games at just the young age of 4, and I got my first pair of glasses at the age of 5, making me the only person in my kindergarten class that wears glasses. As I was so young, I was just so carefree and focused my mind on those video games instead of things like exams or revision. I didn't know the importance of keeping my eyes healthy, and now I pay the price. So, why do people become so addicted to video games? Well, the biggest reason is that because video games are extremely accessible. Matter of fact, 1 in 6 children actually grow up being addicted to video games. Another reason could be the feeling of escaping from reality. When people focus on the video game, it takes their mind away from the real-world problems and causes them to focus on the video game. But for me, it was just the overwhelming feeling of satisfaction and joy, and it kept pulling me back and back, like a never-ending cycle. I felt so helpless, and I didn't know what to do. But so what if I'm addicted to these video games? Well, video game addictions can isolate you from your friends and family. This is extremely detrimental to your mental health, as without your friends and family, you lose your pillar of support. And without them, who's gonna get you through tough times? Video games can also take a toll on your physical health. Leaning into the screen for prolonged periods of time can also damage your posture, and sometimes even the spine. But most, if not all, video games also have a form of in-app purchase. A lack of self-control can cause one to spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on a single video game. And personally, I find that to be extremely outrageous. But now you know how video games can quite literally kill. How do we overcome this deadly addiction? It's cliche, but the first step is always recognition. I never noticed my addiction becoming such a huge problem until it was brought up by my mother. But once you recognize it, you can fight it and learn from your mistake. Next is discipline, and I cannot stress the importance of discipline. Discipline is so important, because with discipline comes self-control, and with self-control comes knowing when to do the right things at the right time. For me, it was prioritizing my studying or sleeping over playing that one last game. I hope that my speech has improved awareness about video game addictions and how it could potentially affect someone. People say that video games can improve cognitive abilities, but once that gets out of control, self-improvement just turns into an endless addiction. What's the thing that parents and teachers hate the most? That's right, it's the phone. But no matter the device, whether it be your smartphone, laptop, or computer, as long as you got it, you can play it. If you know someone who is addicted to video games, or even you yourself think you are, please don't be afraid to reach out and help them. It is not a sign of weakness.